How we doing? We're going to be checking out Rogue Legacy 2 today, because I've been playing it so I can talk about it on the podcast. This came out of early access last week. Also, we got to build up that sub goal. We are no longer in the weed number, and that's just unacceptable. I'm frankly distraught over the news. Let's see what people haven't seen this. This is a run based like roguelite type of thing. It seemed like something decent enough to stream. I was thinking about starting Kirby, but I guess I'll just move that to next week because it keeps comically getting moved. Anyway, we'll be trying out the gun for this one. But yeah, this left early access, so it's on, I think, just PC and Xbox. I don't know, it's an indie. It's an indie, so if I can... Who knows? What's blocking that thing? At least you might play Kirby. I'm definitely going to, because I bought it last weekend. So this game's got some decent tech. We've got like dashes and air dashes. We have this this move on a shoulder that lets us bounce off objects to get up higher. The handgun's is pretty funny, where it's just a machine gun and then you there you go, hit the right bumper for reload. I'm sure you'll find some time after the Kingdom Hearts Marathon and before Xenoblade 3. Don't worry, time management can be tough, especially when I'm going to be moving out of this place in 3 weeks. I'm sure my time management is not going to be a problem. Definitely not drowning in things I have to do. Ooh, damn. I have to make it like a goal to constantly be reloading between engagements. Casey finally moving to Guam. Why would I ever do that? Should be on the lookout for like cracked walls. So I haven't seen anything obvious yet. Ow. How's it going? It's going okay. I'm so full from being subbed to KZ. Yum, thank you for the 14, True Storm. Appreciate that. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it fucking clipped through. I had a good run using a boxer style character, so I'm hoping I can roll into that again at some point. Damn. Hands are very rude. There we go. How's this different from one? I honestly couldn't tell you because I didn't play pretty much anything of one at all. I'm sure Dan will eventually play this and be able to speak a little bit more to that. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that. I'd take damage, but I can do this. Oh, did not dash in time. Game does a good job of using a 3D model for a lot of the characters, but stylizing it enough so it almost looks like it's a 2D sprite. No death string goal of any sort yet. I might do some sort of like mini goal that's definitely not going to be as big as the one last time. Just to massage the move in a little bit more, but I have nothing planned right now, no. Currently budgeting things out now. We may do something. We might try to slip in one more stupid thing in this house. But we'll see. I've been spending most of the week organizing stuff. Okay. It's gonna be very hard to find something that I would want to do on the level of Barkley, unfortunately. And also, no, this is not an invitation for suggestions. I haven't even looked at chat. I'm just preemptively just shooting. Yeah, I'm just choosing this run with the gun. This is my second time actually using it. Range. There we go. This will solve it. Don't mind the orbital. I guess we can move on to the, yeah, we can move on to the teleporter I unlocked from the other biome. The game lets you pay an obscene amount of gold to unlock certain teleporters forever so you can skip areas. I just decided not to immediately skip just so I can build some cash. People let me know how audio ends up sounding. Making sure everything sounds good. I know trusting you with audio could be quite the challenge. I feel like we can get through it together. Okay. Oh, forgot about that dude down there. Take out the eyeball from Mario Party. Yeah. Oh, thankfully you can. There's a little nook in the edge there. In terms of game feel, this could be very expansive DLC. But it adds a lot of content, fleshes things out. More than enough to warrant a sequel. Yeah. I always worry about statements like that where some people get way too uppity. It's like, but is there enough innovation for this to be a sequel? It's like, no, motherfucker, I need more games. You're killing the game industry. You just don't know it. like those dumb posts. They're like, that new God of War looks like a DLC, and I'm like, oh, it looks like a game that'll ship. That's great. I'm very happy about it. Yeah, I know. I sometimes I use my chat as a jumping off point to mention times I read something in the past that was stupid, and I feel like that's valuable. Gives me a great avenue. Oh, we got one of those arena things. This will probably kill me, but sure, why not? Alright, clear that out. Okay, we got one of these. Ah, darn, that got me. You know, I wasn't even aware I was that low. That's too bad. I like that it collects every single enemy that I killed. And they're like, eh, at least you killed a couple of those. I guess we'll go for Lady Beatrix second. Oh no, all the enemies will be censored because she is a Puritan. That's fucked up. Yeah, you punch real good. Oh yeah, I blew all my money. We're good. We're good. Let's go. I like Kenneth. I did. Yeah, this game's pretty solid. I didn't play the first one, so I was kind of going in a bit more blind, but I was like, I'd rather play the new one than some old thing. I'm like, I'm good. I think they... Alright, so the enemies are censored now. That'll make this a little quirky. I do like the directional input changes up your combos up a little bit. Not being able to make out enemies is gonna make this a bust almost immediately, though. This also works on bosses, so I've experienced the thing where it's like, yeah, almost the entire screen is just a blur. I forgot I'm supposed to turn these off. This happens when I stream it. Start falling apart the themes. Help? Man, that was good. about to say, what are we doing down here? We having fun? Good. Ah, there's a route down here we can take. Good. What? Ah, yeah, that's the turret. Okay. Like, I need the money. I'm playing a roguelite. The purpose there is to realize that, you know, 90% of your gameplay amounts to basically nothing. It's just you building. So that you can get a loan of $1 million later. I will take all. Alright, what are we doing down here? What are you showing me? Come on. Up. There we go. Tragic they count that as shooting. Or something worth hitting me for. God damn. Alright. Alright, we can clear this up here. Oh, I remember what that was. There we go. Yeah, they got some decent disability type stuff, some drawbacks based on your new characters, like Diva, where the entire screen's black except for a spotlight that always shines on your character. Increase current gold by 35%, yes. Thank you. I got so much money. Let's see, we got everything is old-timey. I get 25% more gold. Yeah, I'm not feeling the clown bonus today. Okay, well, the game's just gonna look like this for the next minute. And also sound. Clown fuckers cannot see, they only know how to giggle. Let's go. On forethought clowns. Oh, this is gonna be such a mess. Thank you, Dragon Knight. Ah, I can weave in between here. That's good. That entire time, I'm like, I just would like to not get hit by the bone. And then they're like, no, you're just gonna do it wrong the whole time. And I'm like, okay. So long as my fingers consent to it, I guess I will be. Oh, I forgot those fucking split into cardinal directions. Oof. Alright, what are we doing in here? Anything? Ooh. Shout, converting all mid-sized projectiles into notes. Okay. Gets rid of my Y. Okay, I think everything's safe except for the part where they're gonna shoot me now. Tactical. Alright. There we go. Not a problem. Ah, okay. Alright, we're kind of far-ish now. Turn that off. Alright, I see what they want. Ah, I see, yeah, they want me to forget that. But I won't. Oh, shit. Alright, we'll patiently wait for it to reproc. Yo, this eye's just big chillin'. Oof. Come on. Please. Thank you. We got candles, we got meat. Alright, that helps out a little bit. I don't like the blobfish because they remind me of that one, like, fucking meat thing. Not a fan. Would love them to leave. Oh god, there's multiple. I was hoping I could bait you to shoot in another direction, but they're like, nah, they'll track. Yo, pizza place. Ah, I thought that crack might be something. Yeah. What do we have up here? Ah, okay, it's another one of these. Another one of these separate places. Separate biomes. If I had like 1750, I could get the pizza girl to unlock this fucking thing forever, but we do not have that. Now is not the time. hoping you would die before you could shoot anything. But no. Oh, God. Had a feeling those just proc as soon as you press. Woo! Yeah, I guess I'll take it. Ah. Game just let me slide off. Well, thank God I don't have to play the game where it looks like crap anymore. Thank God. It's gonna start giving me a headache with it. Yeah, I guess I'll go for Duelist. Probably makes more sense to grind out that early area. Yeah, give me a better vest. It's been a minute since our last stream. I was gonna try and slip in a another Mario Party one, but it fell through. And aside from that, timing's just been bad. We had to record one of those Patreon things yesterday evening, so I couldn't do one last night. Tragically, we had to watch Spy Kids for the internet. You know, make that commentary track that totally isn't only consumed by 10% of our patrons. Give me that. Oops. Got too many of them. Getting up no longer an option. Okay. Nope. Forgot about the fire that's shooting out. Oh, fuck. No. Spy Kids 4 time only affects clocks and seemingly nothing else. That is not true. Clearly, you need to watch such a great film again. We have one of the challenges in this, which I can't say I like that much at all. Because the sheer amount of them that are just Twitch reflex, very fast thing that you have one chance on makes me go, I kind of want to stop playing your game when I lose. Like now. Where they're like, here's this complicated thing that if you lose, you'll probably get hit 6 more times trying to leave it. And I'm like, why did you make... Sounds like you just made bad content. So to be fair, this is not a bad roguelike. Only Sony first-party studios are capable of making those. Been equal movies lately. I watched The Batman. the only thing I've seen recently. You know, aside from Spy Kids 4. Did I see the Activision? Oh no. No. I did not see the... Hold on. Let me go check if it's hyper important. I do that by going in here and seeing if it's in our news doc yet. Oh no. Oh no. Why is it filling up over half the page? Oh. Feels News is always at the top, so if something bad happens, it's usually up at the top. And yeah, New York City is suing Activision. I see it. Granted, it's the way he fucking typed and embedded an image in here. But I'm like, Jesus, this is even bigger than everything I wrote about Embracer Group buying fucking Square's Western shit. Look at that. Crazy. Well, good for them. Happy for them. They get to hang out with so many cool lawyers. Oh, okay. I guess you auto-corrected from Activision to Activism. I'm like, I don't know the through line here. This means more Activision announcements. You know what sucks? And I haven't really made the point on like a podcast or anything because I feel like the conversation would be incredible. But it's like, that studio can't announce or release literally anything ever again. Because no one will actually talk about it. They'll be like, what is this a distraction for? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure not everything is going to be this. Guys. It's like we're reaching the point of not even having conversations anymore. Blizzard announces a mobile game that looks interesting 24 hours later. They're being sued by New York. And it happens. I'm sure someone will get the dates wrong and assume that the mobile game was a response to that. Yeah, the mobile port's already out. It's on Switch. Oh yeah, I could probably throw something. Well, there goes my shots on that. Yeah, no, it worked. I was like, I don't know what to do for this one. Seems impossible. And it was. I guess I'll play the board. Sure. Square really gave zero fucks for the Western Division. They gave away Tomb Raider for dirt cheap. I don't know if we'll get every single detail about this. This Square Western Division thing out on the podcast, but I was running through a timeline in my head. Here's a somewhat detailed timeline of Square's Western Division. They put out that first Deus Ex reboot, and it did normally. They put out the Tomb Raider reboot in 2013, That did fine. Then Xbox paid them $100 million to get the second Tomb Raider reboot exclusive to their system, and then debuted and released it on the same day as the release of Fallout 4. That wasn't a good idea. Then they're like, we're going to course correct the Hitman franchise with IO and make a fantastic game in the form of Hitman, but we will release it episodically, which is a terrible idea. And despite that game critically doing well, means it made no money. So then they gave up IO, and then as soon as they leave, they make 2 more Hitman games, and they actually make good money. Then they make another Deus Ex game. The second Deus Ex game comes out, and then it comes out that they clearly gutted that game to try and make it a trilogy, but the second one didn't sell enough, so that game is that story will just never be finished. They signed a deal 5 or 6 years ago to do 2 Marvel games. One of them became a service game that just generally was not ready in the form of Avengers, and that imploded. That game did so bad that when they put out a good one of those Marvel games, the second one they did, Guardians, everyone was afraid it was going to be the exact same game, so no one bought it. Which is unfortunate. That game was quite good. Except when we talked about it on the podcast, and Bob was like, why did the Guardians of the Galaxy act like the Guardians of the Galaxy? But aside from that, it did quite well for itself. But no one bought it, so that became a flop again. And I think that's every major Western thing from Square. I believe that's all of them, at least from the crop that got sold off. Also the Hitman Go and the Lara Croft Go also were picked up there. I think that's what Square Enix Montreal was. So when you come out of that, and the sheer amount of money they put into those games that never did well for reasons specific to each game, them selling it, I'm like, fucking no shit, they're gonna sell them. They spent an entire gen where nothing worked ever. Either by their own meddling or by, unfortunate optics or exclusivity deals that they shouldn't have taken. You forgot the third Tomb Raider. So did they. They put out a third Tomb Raider. No one gave a shit. I missed out on the chest. That's unfortunate, but everyone forgot it. That shit got leaked by just being on an open laptop in a subway like 2 years before it got announced. Let me see. Do we have something written here? Also, fun trivia. The first and third Tomb Raider games are both in the top 10 most expensive games ever produced, having estimated budgets of $100 to $120 million and $120 to $150 million. Also, some trivia as to why Square no longer wants to spend money on Tomb Raider games that are not going to sell. Think they're trying to make themselves more appealing for a sale? I don't believe it, but it's a thing that has been widely speculated. Yeah, that's because games media wants everything to be bought because they like exciting things, and they think things being bought means that the industry is doing exciting things and disruption. So they're willing to see things regardless if they are there or not. That being said, when you sell literally every unsuccessful part of your entire company, it does make you look more appetizing. Because then you're like, okay, well, who else made bad games over here at Square now that, or underperforming games? That is a more apt statement at Square Enix. Well, this game was bad, and it's like, oh man, all of those are contract work games. I forget how the other boys feel about feel about this acquisition, but I feel like this is like the best case scenario you can probably get. One, Square Enix press conferences no longer have to have Western games in it, so that people who forget Square owns them can stop crying every single time it happens. And they were given to the one place that is capable of making another Gex. If I could think of one place in the industry willing to waste money on D-tier video games, or brands that are not the highest echelon anymore, fucking THQ is at the top of that fucking list. 30 minutes of Life is Strange. True. We will get... True, that is something that Square still owns, so people will still be able to get mad at a game they won't play. Don't worry, they didn't get rid of everything they have. I loved that statement. I love in the notes, it listed which IPs that Square still retained. And it's like, we lost Tomb Raider, The Legacy of Kain, Gex, Deus Ex. Some of these are some of the most legendary and critically acclaimed franchises of all time. What did we retain? Just Cause, Life is Strange, Outriders. Because of course they're not gonna fucking... Embracer wasn't gonna get Outriders anyway. They didn't buy People Can Fly. So. But I do think it's funny. I'm like, fucking, we see who the real winner. I love when people get mad at good games they won't play. It's like I'm not gonna shoot too much at a Life is Strange game. It's like I'm not gonna play them. For some reason I had in my head that there was going to be something on the right, despite the map not at all denoting that. Yeah, but how do I get up there from this position? Doesn't look like that, really. This place is blocked off. Let's look at this a bit more deeply. Now we got a second floor. Every time I hear about Outriders, I think people talking about the Neil Cicerega song. And Outriders looked interesting enough when they showed it several years ago, where I was like, sure, I might be willing to get this a shot. And then it took a little bit longer to come out. By the time it did, it just came out at a time where I just didn't care, really. It's got no hook or appeal that has been described to me that would make me want to like play it in terms of like a loot shoot type of thing. So I didn't. I'm pretty sure Square sent me a code, but I never booted it or even installed. I think Square still has Sleeping Dogs. No, I'm pretty sure they don't. Pretty sure Embracer got that, and in their call they immediately got asked about it. It's really funny that I didn't know for the longest time Sleeping Dogs was literally the True Crime IP, just refitted. It's like it took me a few years to go, oh yeah, that's what happened to that True Crime like China game or whatever it was gonna be. Remember when they canned a sequel to Sleeping Dogs for a bad MMO? Yeah, I just remember Sleeping Dogs got fucked in some way. Can't say I remember too many of the details too much, since it was a franchise I had no interest and had not played. It just became this thing of like, it probably died for some reason, but I have no hatred, so I have no ability to be upset. Do they have the Quiet Man? I don't know. Who fucking cares? That's literally on that list of. Do they have that thing that won't come back? They just have stuff that's from like Western studios and some other stuff. They didn't fully list every single thing. They basically listed all the ones that fucking matter. First is like one of the few places where you can kind of expect they're going to do something with their IPs. Yeah, unfortunately, they're kind of like a like a nightmare creature where they just continually buy things. So it's never like a great piece of news whenever they buy something else. I'm gonna say it on the podcast. They got Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, three dev studios, numerous other legacy IP for $300 million. I would like to point out that they bought Jrpgs and fucking Borderlands for 1. And I'm like, you know, I don't even care about those Tomb Raider games, but man, you couldn't even like fetch half the amount that fucking Borderlands is gonna get. Really, is that where we're at, man? All right, sure. That's fucked up. Speaking of IP, they got fucked over hard. Dragon's Dogma. I mean, that game came out, and they're apparently, according to those unfortunate leaks that I wish never happened, fucking we know they're making another. So, though, I guess I can agree with you in the fact that they made one of the worst pieces of media I've ever seen in the form of the fucking Dragon's Dogma Netflix show. Yeah, as an IP, I feel like that's a pretty much a come-to-God moment. I hate shit like the Capcom leak because it becomes this thing of like anytime we talk about upcoming stuff, people are like, let's refer to what we have in the leak, and I'm like, damn it. The excitement for video games is the surprise. Now nerds with spreadsheets can be like, here's a code name that we found from 2 years ago. What I'm saying is we need to continue to go forward in time so that they can run out of things that were in that leak. I like the Nvidia leak because they clearly fucked up, and I'm sure they had to pay fines and other shit for leaking out everything. Literally everything in that Nvidia leak is seemingly real. I do like the scythe power-up. It's pretty decent. Yeah, we have to outlive these leaks. Dragon's Dogma is such an infinitely interesting video game to me because I have no intent or real interest to play it. But the amount of, like, boomer energy that surrounds people talking about how much they like Dragon's Dogma, I find to be very funny. Like, anytime certain games will come out and they're like, yo, but a new Dragon's Dogma, though. And I'm like, sir, this is a Wendy's? Was that you said, Nobody Saved the World, that new drink box is on Game Pass? Yes. I don't know if it's left already. I just know it was coming to PlayStation recently, but, yeah, it launched, I believe, on Game Pass 2 months ago. I don't know if it's left yet. Yeah, we can totally, pay our way to this warp up here. Does Jason have boomer energy? Fucking 10,000%. Alright, well, we can warp to this area anytime we want from the start of a run now. That's neat. I believe I don't even have the tools to, like, do anything in here yet, but it'll be good for when I do. With the rise of success, still hoping to see Bamco maybe show a remaster is happening. Like, for what specifically? Jason's like mentally in his 40s, probably. What do I want? Sorry, I was looking over to the side. Get 20% of your weapon damage as health, but you take a quarter more damage. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll play Vampire Lady Boxer. Abyss. Oh, yeah, it'd be nice if they ported that. I would not want the definitive version of a well-loved JRPG to be trapped on the 3DS. Yes, this is a shot at Tales of the Abyss and Dragon Quest VIII, and also that was inexcusable. What were they fucking thinking? Oh my god. It's so dumb. Mainly the Dragon Quest VIII one, but like Jesus. Oh man, we can unlock Ronins and Assassin classes. Here it is. Dragon Quest VIII. This was the only big console Dragon Quest game that we had until 11 came out. We even had an orchestral score. It's one of the times where Dragon Quest had ambition ever, like almost ever. We will now port it to a fucking portable. I guess we could see how we do just by warping to a later area like that. There we go. We can just warp straight to Sun Tower now. Only Vesperia and Symphonia escaped. And I feel like it's only because those are like the loudest fan bases ever, just because they are the biggest of those games. Nothing else really has a chance unless they show like some interest internally. That's okay. 8 isn't trapped in your 3DS. You can also get it on your phone. Did not know that, and that's definitely one way for me to go, man, fuck this. It's like they've got extra features in Dragon Quest VIII on 3DS, and I'm like, yeah, and I'll never play that version. Fantasia would be nice. That way your options for playing it go beyond fan patch for the PlayStation version, bad GBA version, SNES version where the most popular translation is by a group that named themselves after a slur. Like there are a lot better options here. I see. You know, so fan translate. Okay. Here's the context. Myself and Phil, at one point on Big Think Dimension one time, said the name of the fan translation group that did Tales of Fantasia on Super Famicom / SNES. As someone who knew that was their name for well over 10 years, it didn't fully hit me until Dan clearly went, we're going to cut this part out, that yes, the translating group name DJAP doesn't sound very good in a modern context. Which is unfortunate because my brain, when I read it for the very first time, well over a decade ago, was like, oh, DJAP. It must be like some like foreign thing instead of we're going to de-Japanese this while using the shorthand, which is very much not kosher thing to say anymore. What was unfortunate is what's really unfortunate about it is that Dan told me after the podcast, and of course we do a thing where we press a button so it like marks the file, so I know specific things to adjust. But we never told Phil, so then another podcast happened where he mentioned it again. And I started going bald, going, oh fuck, we never told them we're not supposed to say the name of this translator group. How did we manage to say it twice over the course of 20 episodes? So it became this thing where I'm like, okay, Phil, can I get another read of your sentence where you don't say the name of this translation? Yeah, we ended up telling Phil. I think that was the episode that Dan was out sick, where I just kind of had to do another read. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those things where it's like, that shit was old. But yeah, they should totally port those older games. I just realized that if I'm taking that much more damage, yeah, the vampire's probably not my best shot. Yeah, classic mid-aughts manga translations where they're just like, we're gonna be fucked up just, you know, for fun. Traits, nature, being true to being you. You are you. It's a little heart with a happy face on. Exploding casket syndrome. Enemies drop an explosive surprise. In exchange for that bad benefit, I get 50% more gold everywhere, though. So I guess that's kind of like, okay. People haven't seen the premise of this game. Every single time you die, you then pick an heir. There's an heir of the last person that you played as. And it gives shuffles a few. You take your gold on each run, and you level up by picking different perks or options here. This is also where you unlock additional classes to play as. Then using your remaining money, you could maybe buy some sort of upgrade or something in here. This ups my magic damage. I don't know if I desperately need this. I could probably go for. There we go, leather band. I might be dyslexic. I saw the name of that healing perk and thought it said Universal Health Slur. You know, sometimes this shit happens, man. Are we playing the hit Ouya Classic Rogue Legacy? You really didn't need to say something that fucked up. Good Jesus. What is that other game that was on Ouya that was like a legitimately okay video game that just like that needed to escape? It was like that multiplayer party game. It's completely fucking escaped the name of it. Towerfall. Yeah, Towerfall. There you go. But yeah, we're checking out Rogue Legacy 2. It left early access, I think it was last week. I know Dan really liked the first one, so I was gonna jump in on this. I feel like it might end up in some goatee conversations, which is usually how I do for most games. I want to like play most releases so I'm at least knowledgeable about them. This one's been pretty solid. Some things I'm not the hugest fan of, but overall game feels pretty good. Probably going for Sonic and the Black Knight got me thinking of a hypothetical Sonic game by Tetsuya Nomura. No, he's afraid of animals, so he wouldn't do that. Please ignore Donald Duck. Ouya is really weird. Who's that really for? It's speculative idiot. It was in that big scare where they're like, phone gaming is literally going to take over video games entirely. So here's our console that is entirely built on the backbone of Android technology. You know, back when we were supposed to entertain the fact that phones were going to kill all console video gaming. This run's gonna be bad. I really like face fucking enemies that I kill, and then dropping a bad thing is not kosher. Not a fan. There we go. I have to change my playstyle to be a bit more cautious, like I get in, get out with taps. Totally gonna convince Bethesda to port Skyrim to our underpowered Android box. Oh my god, was that fucking thank God. Time is a nightmare. Lose no health. Ah, I see. See, the entire time my brain just went, lose no health, so I just have to avoid the enemies the whole time. And they're like, we're not going to list that you also have to kill every enemy for it to work. Like, maybe you should write every objective in a challenge. Listening to the podcast, ended up looking to ours. That's because the great evil that is Yuji Naka. Did you know they helped make Fantasian? I was not aware that they helped doing that, but yeah, you tend to need like support studios and stuff. God, Yuji Naka sucks so bad. I feel bad that I didn't truly see the entire lore of that. I mean, I know Dan was grousing about fucking Balan before Balan even came out because it was Yuji Naka, but sometimes when my co-hosts say something negative about a video game, my brain goes, well, I've seen patterns in other games, so it's they might just be wrong. So I didn't pay it any mind. That worked. Oops. Forgot about the bombs. And that. Yeah, I also forgot that. Give me the chicken. Give me that. Okay. Yeah, we're doing a little bit better than I thought we would. Oh, fuck this. Okay. I'm gonna get in this. Oh, I thought that was gonna bring me to the one below it. I can't fucking. I'm so bad at pipe fucking mazes. Don't include a mechanic that I could find in the back of the cereal box in 1998, I will fail it very easily. I don't know if Izuka could put up with Yuji Naka's BS for so long. Yeah, there's like a shit ton of stuff that just... That one Golden Bolt video that I mentioned on the podcast that was like chronicling every bad thing that happened in Sonic's development in the early to mid-aughts. It was really just like, man, Yuji Naka's just fucking sucks. It's like he sucks and will stop at nothing to make only his team important, and this includes making the company worse. Oh my god, it's KG Inafune. He did it again off the top rope. Japanese businessman ruining an entire company that's making games. Fucking doing the iconic handshake. We made it. Yeah, just go. Most of the Sonic games universally considered awful have nothing to do. Have nothing to do with Naka. Yeah. I think there's like some observation Dai made that it's like the first time that they put, I think it's like homing attack or something else on a different button was an Unleash where he was no longer there, and I thought that was funny. I had fact checked and I just thought the concept was funny. It's like as soon as he leaves, they get to use the whole controller. My favorite thing was I was looking at something recently that fucking got me of chat trying way too hard to be funny, where it was the Poke Monday stream happened where there was like a Feel Sharpedo thing that got drawn, And immediately, I think I see Digi in chat yelling, "No one tell Phil. We got to set it up for a pod lord." Context: they literally told Phil was going to happen before it was even being drawn, and literally asked him for references for it to be made. And I'm like, you guys gave it your best shot, but once again, done it. For Unleashed, they wanted Sonic to feel like a sports car, and then they fucking nailed it. It felt pretty damn great. Oh, tag out. That's business. Did they really think that would unsettle him? He's literally put the cat disaster man flag banner. Like, half of my chat, right? Half of, like, all of our community chats are people that are like, I have this funny bit that's gonna really get someone who does content. And what they realize is it'll never work. Like, every single time they're wrong. I guess I can unlock a new class, why not? 2 blades, 3 strikes. Okay, that's good. And the trait I take on here is my hitbox is the red heart in the center of my body now, instead of just my entire model. Yeah, I don't have anything for that. I wish sports cars also went woo every time I stepped on the gas. Oh man, that triple attack, I've been mashing it out. This is just based on one input. You just do 3 hits on one swing. Pretty good. Ah, okay, but our health is terrible. Okay, that checks out. This type usually is squishy. The thing is, like, SH1 to Heroes in 06 is where, you know, those games still had, like, ambition, right? So you'll, like, run into other games that are, like, better, like, colors or generations, but also they're, like, the most boring ones. It's like, oh, he's gonna fight Eggman. Oh, okay. Thanks. So it becomes this thing of like, oh, I like these ones. I'm like, that's perfectly valid. That's, you know, those are those old ones where they kind of went crazy with them. Yeah, what I'm made of is like one of Crush 40's greatest bangers. Let's see if we can move our way up here. Combat roll. Immune to all damage while rolling. Okay. Jumping in the air enables flight, but yeah, I don't want anything that's gonna make me take more damage. After taking damage, I'm invincible for a little longer. See, that's something that has a benefit that I'm willing to have fun with. Yeah, with the Sonic game, I generally want a level of ambition where it's like, here's some cool cutscenes, here's some brand new characters, and have characters have agency and like go through the plot and feel things more than generic. When your Sonic game nowadays is 100% just a plot about Eggman doing a thing and then you fight Eggman at the end, you lose like 3 points in my mind. Like, automatically. Lost World tried to have a story and Forces did too. The Forces might be one of the most pathetic video games in recent memory in my mind, so I really can't think about it that much at all. Lost World, I immediately start playing it and went, why did you get rid of a good gameplay system for one that seemingly is awful? Like, I started playing it and went, this is the most not for me thing I've maybe played ever. Blockers could be a pain. Same with this dude, jeez. Some of the higher tier dudes. Forces had Infinite. Yeah, and they did like nothing with him, which was unfortunate. They made a banger track for his theme song and all that other stuff, and I'm like, I would have appreciated some more stuff there, but you know. I'm sure everyone would have wanted Forces to be a video game worth shipping, but Sega did not. They had no interest. Ow. Taking a couple of bumps. Alright. Give me the prize. For a second, I thought you were playing Rogue Galaxy. Not to worry. I've almost made that typo 4 times. Oh, hold up. What do we got a little Scrimblow up there. What does that do? It pushes back. It opened me up to like apply pressure, so I guess that's a win. Oh, it's an epic version of the of these dudes. Alright, our money gain has been pretty nice. Almost at like 2K. 2K. That was your moment of KZ forcibly for no reason, just doing a random fucking video game logo noise. Maybe I'll whisper in video later. I tend to not want to talk about Sonic VAs too much because I feel like over the course of a few recent games they kept swapping people out. And I think it was at Team Sonic Racing's point where I'm like, I can't associate anything to almost any of these characters except for like Eggman and Sonic. Rough out here. No jumping. Oh god. It's also kind of a pain in the ass. I kind of know what they want me to do for it at least. Ah, that shit happened again. See, this is why I hate the design of most of these challenges that they give you in this. Because it becomes these last-minute things where it's like, oh, I made a slight mistake, but executed well. Can I retry it? No. And I'm like, they should just remove every challenge from this game. None of them are good. They're like, you have a split second to act. I'm like, is the thing on the left the right answer? It's like, no. Let's see. Spin kicks do an armor break. I don't spin kick enemies enough for me to, like, take advantage of it. Need to give this game a shot at some point. Yeah, it's $20. It's on, like, Xbox and PC at the moment. My first time encountering this little dude. That damn XBlot exclusivity. And also Sony not willing to play ball. Whatever Xbox is paying them, it's seemingly just an amount to get like games for like a couple of months in terms of indies, to where it becomes barely even a big deal. I have to wonder what nebulous low amount Microsoft is paying them that Sony will not. I remember when indies just wouldn't come out on Xbox at all because Xbox made a rule where it was like, if our version of your game doesn't come out the same time as all the other ones, then it can never come out ever. That shit was really funny. They're like, if you can't do it at the same time, you'll never play it on this. And it's like, okay, you're getting no games now. Yeah, thank you, King Po, for the gifting 10 tier 1 subs. I really appreciate that. That helps an insane amount. What are you looking at? I guess I'll pick you up. Practice your attack ranges. Strike from a distance, then teleport to get out of or into the cooler. Sure. I'm a 33-year-old trucker with no friends or family except a wife and kids. Don't get much time to game anymore, but I can watch. Been watching you for years. We traveled 100,000 miles while you played your games and I drove. Thank you for everything. Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah, you never know how well how well content and stuff you do ends up affecting other people. I feel like I've gotten a couple of those types of messages over the years from some video, stream, or podcast that we do. But I appreciate that, and I'm glad that I've been able to fill a gap in some way. Alright, let's see. Distance-wise, this is like... it's like a third. It's decent, like, mid-range. Our Y is... oh, okay. Yeah, that's the sauce. And then this is generic fireball type of thing. The fact that the new upgrade in DLC is skipping Xbox entirely is a bit unfortunate. Gonna be honest, I didn't even expect them to update for Fury because I feel like that shit's like fairly old. where like new updates and new content kind of seem crazy. Okay, the fact that you can angle the sword up really adds to this being like pretty decent. It seems to be like, yeah, it at least does directional. So we're looking like 8-way slashes. That's pretty solid. Yeah, Fury's that my big remember is like cyberpunkish looking dude with like dreads or whatever that did boss fights. I remember the best friends talking about it when it was new, and that's about it. Yoink. I'm trying to make it a point to consume other pieces of media or read things, you know, over the next couple of months on my off time. I feel like I haven't done that a lot. I was kind of feeling it after watching the Batman, where I'm like, I need to watch some more things, you know, that aren't mandated by the internet, because I don't need my media thread to have a non-insignificant chunk be, here's some shitty fucking Netflix thing I had to watch for content. Spells cast while at max MP deal an extra bit of damage. Or opening chest restores health. That's the one. Think so will try to undercut Microsoft with their own showcase, or wait till Microsoft prematurely whips out their dick. My prediction is if we don't get a Sony, and this is in terms of a Sony presentation, like that one last year that revealed Wolverine, or the one the year before that revealed the PS5 and PS5 games. If they do not do one of those shows this month, I'm not going to expect one till July. That's kind of where I'm thinking that, and that's at the earliest in terms of what they would do. That said, I feel like some sort of state of play that's like, here's our blowout for God of War. I feel like that might happen this month. If not, like, next month. Maybe, like, at the very beginning before, like, the big shows come in, which are usually early mid-June, like June 12th or something. Because seemingly the new God of War is coming out this year, so they're going to have to do some sort of push soon. Cast 3 spells to recharge the necklace. Makes the next cast free. I don't know what this is, but we will find out. Yeah, Fury's getting that PS5 version. I like how I only know that was happening because they're not doing an Xbox One, which is really funny. Dashing creates a wave that destroys mid-sized projectiles. Ooh, okay, this is good. I like this. But yeah, in terms of roguelikes, I think this is pretty solid. It doesn't touch my favorite, which ends up being Hades, because like surprise, surprise, that fucking game's like a 10 easy for me. Might be like top 10 game material for me. I really enjoy Hades, but this has some really good game feel and feels pretty solid. Got the usual trappings that I enjoy. I tend to like roguelites that are the roguelite type, where it's like every single run you're building toward permanent upgrades for something. I don't like the ones that are a bit more unreturn. I get Returnal still has some roguelite aspects to it, but some of the ones where I feel like I'm not making much progress at all, I'm not the biggest fan of. I feel like Isaac has some pretty weak roguelite elements. It's mainly just, I don't know, hope you do well, or hope you progress enough so that certain items hit the next area, that type of thing. I feel like that's the only one of those that I've taken to that has very low roguelite element of progression. But I also played a decent bit. I burned out on that game fast, where was like consistently into Isaac in the Flash version that you could buy, and then the Nicholas version, Rebirth, came out. I played 50 hours of that in the opening week, and that fully burned me out to where I just didn't play it anymore. Not with negative feelings, just like, I played enough. And nothing was pushing me to chase anything anymore. Well, whatever, in those 50 hours I beat Mega Satan, and that was cool. I hope Hogwarts Legacy is like the first 3 Harry Potter games and not the rest. I have vaguely positive memories of Chamber of Secrets on PS2. I remember having an enjoyment of that, but also being the first game I remember experiencing like intense loading. I hope it's cool. I like the Harry Potter universe, despite the fact that it has the most annoying person ever behind creating it, and also terrible. But you know that much is obvious. See that shit from space. I'd like that new one to be neat. And by played Chamber of Secrets, I mean I rented it from a Blockbuster this time. I did not buy that. And by that I mean I did not let my parents buy that. I'm trying to think of really shitty licensed games that my parents bought that were unfortunately bad, but I also wanted at the time. Thinking about it, Game Boy Advance, Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Files. That game is terrible and hilariously fucking low rent. It is insane. And then I'm like, at least it isn't Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu, the killer app I got with a Game Boy Advance SP. I'm like, look, it's backlit, and this game is fucking awful. But at the time, I'm like, it's so cool they're doing airbound. Because I'm still young enough to not go, why does this game look fucking awful? Why? Well, I'm like, no, it's fine. It's like when I played Sonic 06 for the first time through rental. And I'm like, man, Crisis City, this game's just really hard. Instead of, maybe this is just ridiculous on what it's expecting me to perform here. That tornado's carrying a car. Okay, at least I can kind of bully these enemies with the Ronin. I think this might be a main. This and Boxer are pretty solid. I was into gun for a little bit, but I'm starting to wane on it. I always liked fucking older portable tech a lot. I was watching a Spawnwave video where they like chopped off the top of a DS Lite and retrofitted parts to just make it like a Game Boy Advance Mini. And I was like, I wish I had like the tech know-how for that, because that ended up looking pretty clean. Ever play that Lord of the Rings game on PS2? The Third Age. Yeah, I've never played it, but I did know that they just heavily ripped FF10's turn-based system, which I'm like, that's a really good system. And it is funny to see, you know, them taking after some Japanese style stuff. I have to get back to going through the FF games so we can hit 10 again. I've been wanting to play 10 again quite a bit. I modded my Vita 3G to swap out the useless mode for an internal micro SD. That's neat. I have a Vita TV still. I was packing shit away because I'm doing that move in 3 weeks. And I found it again. I'm like, I need to mod this to like run PlayStation stuff. Because unfortunately my Mister ended up frying due, I think something with it got fucked up during the move. And it was like months after the move I finally like tried to use it, and it was I'm like, that's gonna be expensive, I'll have to do later. Because that PlayStation 4 for the Mister is seemingly amazing, based on the amount of streams Dan and Bob have been able to go through. So I definitely want to have something that has convenient PlayStation streaming capability. Vita hacking is very easy these days. That's good. Seeing also talking about Wii U stuff, and I was like, I'm almost tempted, but I also do not have the budget to buy a Wii U and attempt some questionable acts with it. It's just not in the cards. I remember when Smash Ultimate had that E3 show, and that showing for Smash Ultimate for the first time, that shit had me so popping off so hard, I almost bought a Wii U to play Smash Wii U. That's how bad it was. Mainly because my Wii U fucking gave up the ghost. It mainly got damaged a lot through a couple of moves and stuff. It was also at a time where every time we moved, it was kind of like a dangerous rushing type of situation, where it's like we gotta get out. This was many years ago. Now everything's great, and I'm an adult that that buys moving boxes off Amazon. Remember how Mario and Villager renders weren't done in the E3 demo? I don't remember that, but I'm willing to believe it. A lot of that stuff has to like come together a little bit later. How are we looking on this map? Okay, exit would be down right. The 3DS modding thing, there's no chance of me ever doing it, and it really sucks, because whenever I think about doing a modification or shelling out money for some specialty thing, it is for the purpose of doing something for this stream. And modding a 3DS would involve me also, like, getting a capture unit in it, and it's just not feasible. It's way too hard nowadays, after they're, like, crackdowns in Japan. So it's like, I guess I'd just deal with a vanilla 3DS that I own that has a capture unit in it, which people lovingly helped fund years ago when Super Smash Bros. 3DS came. Got this done by Loopy of 3dscapture.com. Very nice guy, because mine broke due to some ribbon cable issues a couple of times, and I just sent it in. They just sent it back, no charge. Alright, keep getting that money. Oh, you can actually use the right stick to, like, look down. That's very smart of the devs to actually have that. It's actually, like, smooth. That's on me. It's like, stop playing stupid. And I'm like, I refuse. I tried to do the stationary thing, forgetting that I have to be in the air to do it. Yellow shots, you can basically jump and hit left bumper to do a move like this. This allows you to bounce off objects and specialized projectiles. What if I like playing stupid? There are many avenues for you. There are many avenues to return to monkey. Fish! Oh, fuck me, that fish is like a truck. Help! Oh, this is going bad. This is going bad. We hit that second biome in case we suddenly fucking turning into glass. Favorite class so far? I'm really feeling this one, the Ronin class, but I also like the Boxer, because he's just like really hyper aggressive. I remember doing a combat room in this and just ripping people apart with some flurry punches and stuff. Don't get hit, open me, destroy all targets. Yeah, I have no idea how to get up there. Oh, they want me to fucking do the shit where you bounce on these things. What a fucking... They should delete all challenges from this game. They do nothing but ruin my life regularly. I'm like, I just lost most of my health doing a challenge that was gonna be like, here's 3 coins. Complete our Super Kaizo Mario challenge. Yo, she's big. I don't need her to explain the trait. The trait is that she's large. Beat 6 enemies to present the next source of damage. Okay. I guess I'll go traditional on this. Or that being a thing in the first game. Every single time I go to one of these challenges, you want to know my completion rate of those? 3% or something. It's crazy. I fuck them up every time. I feel like the one time I won one where it was like, this entire room's filled with spikes, and I just happened to pick up an item that said, you're immune to those spikes. And I think that's the only time I've cleared one of these. It's real sad. Let's see. We got 28. 28's enough to pick up one of these attack ups from the store. In terms of bank, I almost got 1K. I could probably buy something from you. Restore health for every enemy defeated. Scales with strength. Yeah, sure. Chilling. Trying to think of other things I watched recently because someone was asking. I was like, I saw the Batman. That was good. Yeah, I finished Moon Knight last night. I couldn't sleep, so I just waited for it to unlock, and that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Did you hear Brandon Jones is retiring? Yeah, I was a little bummed, but you know, he's been at it forever. I heard he was having some complications with his new child, stuff health-wise, so I can understand one to take a little bit of a step back for that too. Brandon Jones being the guy who did all of the voice reviews for game trailers and then Easy Allies in the past like few years. Yeah, love that guy. Happy for him. Yeah, and I was like, I'm feeling a really good flow here, and then this ball was positioned in a way where I'm like, but I would like to rush my way through this, if possible. They're like, no, that's not happening. Oh, fuck me. You guys are causing a ruckus. Oh yeah, I finished doing a group watch of Breaking Bad. We were going through all the seasons of that. That was good. It was good to find a way to justify me going through it again, so group settings seemed to work out. What do we got here? Freon's reward restores health, and yeah, status effects are a bit more of a fringe thing on this build, so I guess we'll go for this. Like, chest help me. That'll work. I should try and progress, so take me to this. I need to at least hit some new challenge here. I always jump and time it perfectly, so the frame that I hit something, I jump. Would you say the new Riddler is a quirked up white boy goat with sauce? I think he's the funniest man ever. that's all I will say about that in regards to the Riddler from the Batman. Sometimes I watch a movie and a scene will play out that is so funny to me that I'm like, I really hope you'll watch this movie. It's like, I'm like, I know what kind of humor you like. If you were here right now, you'd be losing your mind. Thankfully, they made sure. Okay. And wait. Oh god, it's like a level 35, dude. It's like I'm gonna break all of your bones. At least you give me the money to make up for it. I'm excited to see Doctor Strange this weekend. Yeah, I'm not in a position where I can like go out to a theater or whatever. Also, you know, the state of the world, so I just wait for things on VOD. But I am excited for that. I enjoyed the original Doctor Strange when it came out, and then he appeared in 18 other Marvel movies, and I'm like, I continue to like you. I'm very happy you got another one. It was really good. Probably the best Batman movie, but I still really like The Dark Knight. Dark Knight's good, but Phil made a tweet that I've been feeling ever since I also finished it, where it's like The Dark Knight is 30 minutes shorter than the Batman, but feels longer than the Batman. And I'm like, ah, yes, the Nolan special. I feel like pacing-wise, the Batman does a pretty good job of like being a film where it's like, sure, it's almost 3 hours, but it kind of flies by for me because they're constantly justifying its length. Oh, this is hell. Well, we got it. Have to do one of those baby jumps. Yeah, I knew it. Don't bounce on that because it'll fucking get you enough airtime to hit the top. So if we attack, if we're in the red bubble of influence, they're gonna shoot at me. Just a bit of pain. I'll just skip through it. This is a little annoying. Forgot that shoots out in Cardinals after the big one goes. Yeah, movie kind of flies by for me, you know. Someone's thinking a new BMU for the Dreamcast. That's cool. Dreamcast tends to get a couple of fringe or random things made. Like, I made a game for it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Let's see. Do I want that or the... I want to see what this is because I haven't unlocked it yet. Until purified, any hit taken is fatal. Collect 2 food or potions to purify this relic. Oh, okay. Well, I picked the worst one, clearly. Oh, this run's kind of dead. Ah, yes, an iconic boss. Well, at least we have a route to the boss now pretty regularly and easily. Yo, it's a fucking Flash pirate. Look at him. Void Beast Yari. Oh man, my damage is actually kind of cracked. Oh, Shockwave does a bunch of bones. I'm watching Spy Family on like a lag. Mainly because I just want to keep up with it through the dub, because we watched a couple of episodes through that, and I'd prefer to do that if at all possible. Go for this. I don't want the gun. Actually, the gun probably could have been pretty good on a boss that's kind of like doesn't move a shit ton. Maybe next time. Is this the one that does the spin on the way down? It is. That's pretty alright. Alright, we're gonna keep face rolling until we kill the boss. I think that's the plan. Okay, so we'll warp in through Sun Tower. Really glad Spy Family is blowing up. Love the manga and the anime is doing it much justice. Yeah, they really got some all-stars to work on that shit. I said it during the podcast that we did on it. But when I saw Wit Studio on it, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, alright. Alright, we're ready to go, I guess. Everything I do is to avoid getting hit. I will now get hit. I will be bamboozled. Now. Now let's stay the fuck away from those dark orbs. Yeah, just skip the enemies. Fuck it. We'll just beeline for boss fight. Oh, my bad. Hold up. Ah, they probably want me to bounce off the enemy. I was like, how do you mean for me to get over here? What was the plan here? What did you mean by? Hold up. Dash. All right, fuck that guy. Oh. Fuck me. Bamco changed their logo on Elden Ring copies. Yeah, they changed their logo like a couple of months ago, so I guess the new prints of Elden Ring are taking into effect. Their new logo, which is, we want to make it boring. I saw someone fucking try to say that it's like, the old logo was like, fucking faceless company nightmare looking. I'm like, have you seen the new logo? It's the most boring thing I've ever seen. Alright, we made it here with not a lot of health, but we got a little bit. And we're going to get a little bit for jumping into the area. I think I'm cool to direct the opening ending, too. Oh, the person who did the opening did 13 for Bleach. Oh, yeah. That's the best to ever do it. What a fun. Alright, bad start. Not continuing to be a bad start. At the very least, we do a shit ton of damage. Alright, we push through to another phase. Ah, this explains why the health we do so much damage. They fucking made it a nightmare boss where you're fighting multiple things. Oh god, that stays on the screen forever. I was like, I'm not sure if it does, and yeah. Yeah, it's not working out. Kind of pinned. Yeah, that's a little annoying, but it's alright. I didn't even want to use that one. So. I didn't want to use any of these, but we'll keep going. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna have money because I'm skipping through. Alright, let's start warping our way in here. Alright, let's see if we can come in with a bit more health than before. Though, to be fair, we're playing a class that has naturally less health, so... my mood is now shot. Let's see what we can do. Thought that rickety ladder there was actually a fork, like something you could jump on, and it was not. The places they decide to warp you back when you miss a jump is questionable. Made it out of the building. And into another. Thanks. Alright, almost down. Oh, come on. Yeah, of course we threaded the needle there. It's cute you have a fast forward function for this. Oh god, they shoot up like that. My bad. Whatever, this is still damage. Yo, we're doing group. Oh, this is so ideal. Aw, oh, damn, it got broke. Alright, that got him. Hey! You know, having something that can poke really fast really works out. Man, what a hard boss, right? Hey, another vein of the throne room has been Insight resolve. Never stood a chance against those beasts. You have my thanks. Last time I saw this game, it was just gold. Oh, okay. Kerguelen Plateau. Kerguli shit. And I will pay you the money. There we go. So in future runs we can literally start from this spot now. Thank you, Maria the Pizza. Forget if I can do the bouncy shit on you. I can't. Oh, okay. Well, fuck that then. Alright, we got increasing mana pool, gain 101 hurt. I guess I'll do this and just force myself to do it a bit more. Yeah, I think Enter the Gungeon's the looter shooter one. Those braces are kind of dangerous. Kinda, I'm almost dead. Whatever, this is an exploratory segment. We're just looking around, seeing what areas we can find. I tend to like this area better than the old one, mainly because the old one was much larger in scope, so the camera zoomed out a shit ton more. So I like this more intimate looking thing. Yum. Oh boy, I don't know what the fuck's going on with those, but no. Ew. Give me punch. Please, take me back to the video. How's the game so far? I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying chipping away at it. We're just now starting another run in this new area I unlocked. Ooh boy, do I not like how much of a bounce I get on those. I'm like, I don't know what you want. Ah, yes. It's roguelike dialogue that isn't voiced, otherwise known as might as well not exist. Yeah, I don't like those things very much. Now we have an arena though. We can check this out. This positioning is a bit weird, but we'll deal. Yo, a dog going in. Oops, dash right into it. You're all so rude. Alright. And we're done. Yeah, I was also thinking Plants vs. Zombies with the trumpet plants. Alright, we came out of that with a little bit of money. Not a lot, but, you know, enough. Wait. Now we're up here. Excuse me. No. No. Ah, you can't jump up through that. That's fucked up. He had a bad day. I miss PopCap, yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah, those bounce for a minute. God, these rooms are the worst. Ah, it's one of these. Funny the PopCap released a new Garden Warfare and no one cared. I don't really think it'd be funny, but whatever. A lot of stuff just slips through. Yeah, there's a boxer class. I've been enjoying that one a decent bit. Oh god, there's a boss room literally right already over here. It requires me to have some power up that I have no idea about. It's not often we get the boss room introduced early. Don't get hit, open me. Oh, it's another one of these. God. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, those challenges like make me want to knock 2 points off the game because every single time I go in them, I'm like, every time I engage with you, I get upset. Now the argument could be, don't engage with them. I'm like, no, they made this. They made this. I have to do it. I feel like thinking about a Plants vs. Zombies shooting game is already like a personal L on your person, where it's like, why am I even thinking about this? Let alone its performance in terms of sales. The game keeps trying to trick me, being like, you really want to pick the clown build. And I'm like, no. It gimps health. I'm never gonna want it. It's like, you have a third less health. I'm like, I don't want to engage with that. Do you know the game you made? There's damage all over the screen. I don't know, maybe I'm different. I see someone talking about the third fucking Plants vs. Zombies shooting game, and I go, what a surprise that did. Oops. This game keeps gaslighting me because I keep going, oh yeah, I'm safe on those arrow traps so long as I don't step on them. And it's like, no, those are the ones where if you're in the area they shoot, not when you press on the floor they shoot. I'm like, you bastard. Apparently, Battle for Neighborville works on Steam Deck. I can hardly trust anything that's like, it works on Steam Deck, given the amount of things that say they do and don't. Ah, that was an epic. Yeah, there's no fucking chance. Steam Deck seems like something I'd really want to adopt 2.5 years from now. It's okay. I have a good feeling about this one today. I don't even think Plants vs. Zombies ran its course. EA just didn't allow it to even attempt to run a course before they just tried to ruin it and make it a different type of brand. Oh god, is that what trait I have today? Yeah, we have our Panic Attacks Gold perk. If I get hit, the screen gets dark. Yeah, oh, that's a fucking winner. Steam Deck seems too heavy and the thumbsticks are in the worst place for me. Steam Deck, weight-wise, feels pretty ideal for me. I kind of like something that's a bit weighty based on me holding hands, but, yeah, I agree. The buttons and the stick position could be a bit better. I know it seems like cruel and hyperbolic to be like, why can't you just make buttons and D-pads just good inherently? Could you maybe figure that out, please? Oh, Valve doesn't drop the Steam Deck for a year or so. It seems to be pretty bad about supporting things a long time that isn't Steam. I feel like this one has much more of a mainstream, like, appeal compared to some of their other things of, like, the Steam controller or that entire hands-off nightmare thing where it's like, here are Steam machines, we'll let anyone make them and they're a waste of money and have literally no appeal at all. Like, I have less trepidation on them dropping this than say Google for any product they're gonna put out. Oh, some of these challenges is just the worst. You know, I would love this game so much more if they're like, here are these really hard Twitch-related challenges that really test your reflexes, and you can do them more than once. Because whenever it's like, this is hard, and at the last second I did the wrong thing, never do it again. And my brain goes, why? For what reason? It just makes me hate your challenge instead of wanting to conquer. Because I'd sit there and take more damage to keep on doing it. Love to see Valve support their VR headset more. Yeah, I always forget the Index is theirs. That and the fact that you never really hear anybody talk about it. Whenever VR comes up, it's PlayStation VR, it's the Oculus. I thought the Vive. I think that is also them. The fucking HTC Vive, and then there's the Valve Index. I only know about the Index because fucking it's mainly for people playing the Half-Life game. But I only hear like fucking the Facebook one, Oculus, and PlayStation only really come up. Which I imagine is because they're the ones that are actually pushing the most and making things. close. Such a cruel person, chat. I was thinking about it earlier. Final Fantasy 14's doing those, doing the ultimate raids, which are like the hardest content in that game, and people are finally clearing it. And I think it was Cheese who came up to me and said, "Hey, an actual video of the full run is out." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, that's exciting." And then I started watching it, and they're like, the game audio was basically non-existent. I'm like, this has no value to anyone. That was the immediate, that was my immediate reaction. I'm like, I can't hear the music of the fight, then I have no reason to ever watch it. Because at that point, I'm just like, it's footage and people are talking a lot. I'm like, there's no reason for me to engage with this. I'm like, oh, you're so impressive, but I would like to hear the game soundtrack. At least we got our poop. Oh, so yeah, the clear video for that new ultimate raid is 20 minutes. I forgot it's not over until I've opened the chest. And yeah, fucking goddamn. Why do I engage with challenges? Because all I'm gonna do is bitch and be a fucking baby because they're bad. They're badly made. People made it are idiots. I don't know why I do this to myself, but it just happens to happen every time. I'd probably like the challenges a bit more if they weren't always immediately the hardest thing in this game. Every time I run into them, I'm like, God. At no point did the game start where I'm like, I'm getting through some of these challenges quite well. It's like, no, I always lost them from the start, so they've always been my enemy. There's never like some scaling up of difficulty. I'm like, you fuckers always put me in a bad mood from the beginning. There's no moment we get to fall out of love with each other. I'm trying to see if I can get like only like one, and then I can jump the others. I'm good. Take too much damage. Dark Souls hard. I wouldn't even say it's Dark Souls hard, really. Dark Souls lets you redo things. A lot of parts are just locked up without certain moves and skills like double jump. I guess part of it makes sense to like have some progression blockers. So I can't say I have too much of an issue where it's like, oh, you'll come back, and it's like, that's the point of like a Metroidvania. I don't really have much of an issue there. Really, the only thing that I find in this game that doesn't seem thought out well at all is those challenges. Everything else seems pretty okay. Anywho, I think I'll cap off the stream for today. Not going super long today. Kind of wanted to just at least cover this game to cover it, at least on stream. I'll be playing more of it like in between streams, but I just kind of want to do at least one stream of it. And yeah, we'll probably move on to something else the next time I stream. But I would like to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted we got earlier. From that nice person. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, I might try to stream again tomorrow, but it depends. We'll have to see if something works out. No promises, because fucking my life's a nightmare at the moment. When's the KH Marathon starting? I'm moving in 3 weeks, so I don't know. Ask me at a time that seems more appropriate. That's gonna do it. Time to go.